I'm good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into. Um, sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cousins Gymnasium Tie Court here in Medford, Massachusetts, home of the Tufts Jumbos. Today we have some exciting in-conference NESCAC play for you as the Williams College Fs come into town to take on the Tufts Jumbos. The Fs sporting a record of 10-4, while the Jumbos come in at 9-6. The Jumbos are 1-1 in conference, while the Fs are 0-2 in conference. The Jumbos are 0-2 in conference, while the Fs are 1-1. We are gonna take a quick break while we go through the national anthem.
Harrison, great to be here tonight. Two players to watch on this Williams Eve offense. Senior guard Ariana Garrick is the true lifeblood of this team. She's coming off of a decorated 2023-24 campaign where she was an all-NESCAC first team. We also have Micah Walton, a newcomer on the block, who just 2 days ago earned herself NESCAC Rookie of the Week after a stretch of 18-3-3 play. Those two are going to be the key for the Williams offense. We'll see whether the Jumbos can shut them down on the defensive end.
Nick, I know you've got a couple talking points on the Jumbos going in today into their third NESCAC game of the year.
Yeah, on the offensive side for the Jumbos, we're really going to be looking towards Sophia Gonzalez, Annika Decker, and then Monet Witherspoon. Monet Witherspoon, a freshman that has had a major impact on this team as well. We're also going to look to players that are going to want to make an offensive impact and a defensive impact. They really, similarly in the defense, rely on Annika Decker and Monet Witherspoon. This is a team that could potentially struggle with depth when it comes to the second line coming in, and we'll see if that plays out today against the East.
So the starting lineups are coming out right now for the Jumbos. Looks like it's going to be number 25, Annika Decker. Stella Galanis will get the start. Monet Witherspoon, the freshman that we highlighted, will also get to start. Caitlin Boyle and Sophia Gonzalez will be the Jumbo's starting five. As for the Eefs of Williams College, number 30, Mary Smith, will start at the 5. Number 34, Ariana Garrick, their star player, will start as well. And they're also joined by Ellie Tunkara, Cortland McBaron, and Micah Walton, as Matthew highlighted earlier. 10 minutes on the clock. We're set for tip here from Cousins Gymnasium. Your Tufts Jumbos wearing white, working from right to left. Win the tip. It'll be Annika Decker in the backcourt. She's going to run the offense for the Jumbos. Witherspoon working it around the perimeter. Now she'll get it to Galanes. Now Gonzalez, top of the key, driving left, loses her dribble. East coming the other way. Michael Walton's going to slow it down and try and get them into their sets.
Micah Walton effective on the outside will also look to connect to Ellie Tunkara to see if she can shoot from outside the arc, choosing not to do so right now, though.
Tunkara's pass baseline tipped out by Gonzalez. Good defense there from the Jumbos as the Eafs will inbound in front of Tufts faithful near side with 12 on the shot clock. Micah Walton, the freshman from Texas, will facilitate. Now Tunkara gets a screen right, works it back left, dribbles it off her teammate, recovers, looking inside, finds it, got to get the shot off, misses short rim. Galanes grabs the rebound. They're going to push going the other way.
Nice, tight defense there by the Jumbos out in their patented man coverage.
Annika Decker facilitating, guarded by Tunkara High. Witherspoon, skip, hop, jump through the lane, right-handed finish is good.
Witherspoon right now averaging 9 points per game, also super effective on the defensive side. Second on this team in steals, second to Sofia Gonzalez with 30. Witherspoon herself has 25 this season.
Looks like Walton's going to be the primary facilitator as Gehrig puts up a shot, and big surprise, she puts it in. 1,000-point scorer for Williams College. She's going to be the #1 option for the Eafs all day.
It'll be interesting to see the parity of Walton and Witherspoon on either end of the ball. Rare to see two big contributors in their first year, but both of them making big impacts on their respective offenses.
Gonzalez cashes in the elbow three. Tufts lead 5-2. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Sofia Gonzalez has been a constant contributor to this Jumbo squad, whether that's last year, this year, last year. This Jumbo squad did not have an entirely spectacular season, going 11-13, going 3-7 in the NESCAC. They look to bounce back from that right now. Currently, they're sitting at 9-6, 0-2 in conference, losing to Bowdoin and Colby. This Williams squad, in contrast, currently 10-4. They've also played 2 conference games in the NESCAC conference, taking a win against the Wesleyan Cardinals and losing to the Trinity team. And because of that, that's not a surprise, though. Trinity, the Bantams, are typically a good basketball team. They were good in the NESCAC 2 years ago. They were good last year. And so Williams will look to continue to make their NESCAC record 2-1 right now.
Decker driving, now kicks to Galanes, drives baseline, cut off nicely. Gonzalez near side elbow, she'll drive, has the back door, missed it, free throw line, guarded closely, steps through the lane, but a 3-second offensive violation is called as the Eafs bench erupts. I wanted to highlight 2 really consecutive strong defensive possessions in that man-to-man defense for the Jumbos early on.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Jumbos are in their conventional man scheme, although you'll see them playing nice help there as a steal. Oh, the Eafs get it back.
Gehrig steps through the lane, draws a blocking foul. That's going to be #1 on the Jumbos. Their first team fouls send the Eafs leading scorer, number 34, Ariana Gehrig, to the line for 2.
Gehrig this season, a very effective scorer, averaging 18 points per game, and is 84% from the free throw line walking into today, so no surprise she sinks that one.
Jumbos lead 5-3, just 3 minutes into play of the third NESCAC game for both of these teams. As I said earlier, the Jumbos 0-2, the Eafs 1-1. Annika Decker speedily bringing it up. Now Mona Witherspoon will go to work. She gets a screen left, picks up her dribble, and finds Galanes. Eafs playing good man-to-man defense right now. Gonzalez will facilitate and she'll reset. Driving right side, kicks out to Galanes. Galanes will take an elbow 3. That one's off left. Rebound, Eafs, they're going the other way.
Nice help there on that possession by Walton.
Gehrig turns the ball over. It'll be the Jumbos going the other way. Sofia Gonzalez on the fast break, puts it up and in after a great pass from Annika Decker.
Yeah, Gehrig tried to get a little fancy there, and it caught up to her. Tried to go behind the back with either a spin or a pass. There wasn't a player there. Maybe she thought there was. And the Jumbos turned over, eager to maintain their lead on home court.
Jumbos dropping into a 2-3 zone here as Ellie Tunkara fires up a 3, misses short. Gonzalez will bring it up for the Jumbos.
A bit of a surprise to see Tunkara miss that 3. She has 26 this season.
Annika Decker driving. It's been a lot of Decker and Gonzalez playing a two-man game so far. Decker underneath for Gonzalez, tipped nicely by the freshman Walton. But then she gets it back from Gehrig. She's going to slow it down. Instead, she'll take a three. Misses left. And the ball will go out of bounds. It's going to be Eve's ball going the other way.
It's always tricky balancing that fast-paced transition offense where you have quick hands on defense, generating turnovers, getting layups like we saw a few moments ago, but also not pushing the pace overly aggressively where you're forcing up shots there when your team is still in the backcourt. Coach Pace is going to want her team to continue to generate those points in transitions, but also slow down the offense when appropriate.
Walton, free throw line jumper, gets the friendly roll. Williams still trails 7-6.
It is surprising to see the Bows come out in that 2-3 scheme. Looked like they started in man and then fell back into that zone. Uncharacteristic of this defense. We'll see how that plays.
A reach on Michael Walton is called. That'll be the second foul on the Eves so far, as we have our first substitution of the game. Stella Galanes will sit. Number 5, Callie O'Brien will check in. Baseline inbound goes to Gonzalez. She'll reset it to Decker at the top of the key. Driving left, gets past Walton. Offhand finish, too strong. Carr grabs the rebound.
Notably for the Eves, also Mary Smith came out. Tatum Leuenberger coming in.
Gehrig driving. Misses the layup. Bit of an aberration there for her to miss that. Gonzalez grabs the rebound. Calling for Decker far side. She'll get it on the elephant logo here on tie court. The recently checked in Callie O'Brien working it around the perimeter. Jumbo's having a lot of trouble getting penetration. Now O'Brien steps through the lane, and the righty lay is good. A much-needed basket for the Jumbos that have been on an about 3-minute offensive drought.
Nice work there by Callie O'Brien, and that was all set up by good off-ball movement by the Jumbos. That's going to be something that Coach Pace emphasizes on the offensive end for the Bows to be moving and creating good looks.
Gehrig passed up on a three, draws a double team, steps through the lane, misses the floater short.
You mentioned that double team. You can just see that the respect that Ariana Gehrig commands on the court.
Offensive foul is called, although she may have been in the restricted area. But regardless, that's going to be Sofia Gonzalez's first foul, and it'll be Eves basketball as the Eves make another sub. Number 20 checks in. That's Logan Coster.
Yeah, nearly as soon as the Eves scored there, head coach Pat Manning, her 35th season as the head coach of the Williams Eves women's basketball team, looked to make a change, bring in a sub, and then as well on that possession in the half, calling out advice to her team.
Gehrig driving, spinning baseline, misses it right. Witherspoon with the rebound, looking to push.
Gehrig triple manned there with the man-to-man and then double help side defense of the Jumbos. I'll be curious if the Eves change their strategy and look to go to another player that isn't Gehrig. Gehrig herself coming out right now in exchange for number 25, Skylar Twee.
Annika Decker calling out the set. She'll grab a screen left. Now drives at the near side elbow. Gonzalez now looking to get it underneath to O'Brien. O'Brien puts it up, no good. Rebound goes to Twee. McBaron pushing the other way for the Eves. Underneath now McBaron posting up Witherspoon. Took too many steps.
A short defensive possession there for the Jumbos, generating a turnover, but what it did look like in that few seconds was they were in a man scheme. Have to imagine that's as a result of Ariana Gehrig checking out of the game. They say imitation is the greatest flattery. Maybe fundamentally changing your whole defensive scheme is flattery for the Bows.
Witherspoon three, missed that a little long, and I do have to apologize. That was Caitlin O'Boyle on the last possession, not Callie O'Brien, my mistake. Walton going the other way. She's looking to take on her man. Tough floater, no good. Rebound fought for. Gonna stay with the Eves. More substitutions for the Jumbos. Jill Pace's team. Claire Colkhorst, the freshman out of Lake Travis, Texas, has just checked in. She doesn't see too many minutes in the regular rotation, so interesting to see her going with the freshman here.
And good work immediately checking into the game and staying on that backdoor cut. Looks like the Eefs were trying to set that up there for number 14, Cortland McBaron. So good work by number 44, new into the game. Alert.
Callie O'Brien will facilitate for the Jumbos now.
Grad student Callie O'Brien, currently only averaging about 1.7 points per game, has 7 steals this season, but in the past several seasons has been a big impact player, especially a compliment to Maggie Russell, who we saw leave the Jumbo squad in her graduation the last season.
East getting a little handsy here as they pick up their third team foul. Witherspoon looks to get it underneath, threw that into a double team. Walton going the other way, pushing it up ahead to McBaron. She's going to take on her man. Through contact, righty finish, no good. Rebound to Walton. She drives, floats, hangs, no good.
Good transition defense there by Callie O'Brien, and she now pushes the pace up the floor.
O'Brien will slow it down.
Smartly slows it down and dribbles it out.
2 minutes to go. Looking for a double screen. She'll go right. Looking to get it underneath. They've been trying to get it underneath all day. They can't this time, having a lot of trouble on those inbounds passes.
Yeah, notably from a height point of view, the Jumbos do actually out-height the Eefs by about an inch. The average height of this Jumbos squad is 5'9". The average height of this Eefs squad is 5'8". That being said, that is a little skewed by players on the bench. The Eefs do seem to be the taller squad right now, especially in those baseline passes that the Eefs have been doing a good job of intercepting.
Yeah, right now with Gehrig and Lawnberger on the floor, the Eefs definitely have the height advantage. We'll see if they try to work that out in the post down low.
Shui with the offhand scoop finish doesn't get that to go. Gonzalez will push as the Jumbos have numbers going the other way.
I think that's 4 possessions now that the Eefs have gone down, taken a shot, and it hasn't gone in. Seems like we've seen a lot of basketball here in the first 8.5 minutes, and the score is only 9-6.
A reach-in foul called on Chui, as that was a bit of a tic-tac call. Witherspoon has now drawn 3 of the 4 fouls called. Minute 9 to go. The shot clock will reset to 20 as Witherspoon checks out for the first time. Stella Galanes, who started the game, checks back in. Cole course inbounds to O'Brien. Pressed high by Tunkara. Gets a screen left, cut off nicely, reset to Colkhorst. Under a minute to go now in Medford, Mass. Really strong defense. Backdoor pass to Galanes, air balls. Stapleton got the rebound, but wasn't able to put it back in.
Crowd wanted some contact there, immediately going up after the rebound, but couldn't get it to go.
Foster missed the shot there. O'Brien with the rebound. The Jumbos can go 2 for 1 if they hurry, but it looks like they're going to try and take as much time off the clock as they can.
Yeah, notably, the Eefs right now shooting just 16% from the field. The Jumbos themselves, 36%.
O'Brien swing. Gonzalez 3.
Needed that.
That one's good. Same exact spot. She cashed in her first 3. She leads the team with 6 points so far. Jumbos lead by 6. 5 seconds to go. Tunkara trying to get the East into their sets. They're going to have to go fast. Here's a 3. Blocked by Gonzalez. Exceptional defense from the Jumbos highlights this first quarter as they hold the East to single digits. Just 6 points. Matt, what did they do successfully that quarter?
Well, you know, both teams had some sloppy offensive possessions, likely accredited to good defense.
Yeah, and here's a good replay. The absolute sinking shot from Sofia Gonzalez, her second 3 of the game, as we mentioned. An effective player on the offense and on the defense there as we saw that last possession.
That was clutch for the Jumbos to end the quarter. As I was saying, a sloppy quarter it was, but that combo of the 3 from Sofia Gonzalez at the wing and the block to end the quarter definitely got the Cousins Gymnasium going and brings the Bows some good momentum going into the second quarter with a 6-point lead.
We're going to step aside really quickly for a quick break, and we'll be back. Stick with us on JumboCast. Second quarter action is underway here from Cousins Gymnasium. Defense chance coming from the Jumbo's bench. Gehrig subbed back in. Coster now driving. Trying to finish, can't get it to go. Good defense. Gonzalez comes down with another rebound. She's done a really good job rebounding despite her size. O'Brien pushing. Finds an open man for three, and she cashes in. Claire Colcourse, the freshman, not getting too much playing time, but taking advantage of it as she cashes in a three right there.
The Bows loving that left wing, extending the lead 6 points with 2 back-to-back threes on offensive possessions from the same spot.
Yeah, the question is, of course, can the Eves change their momentum they had in the first quarter? No offensive success. They find offensive success there. Number 20 for the Eves, Logan Coster, actually putting it in.
Callie O'Brien, guarded closely by Walton, puts on a nice crossover move, eventually forced to pick up her dribble. That'll be O'Brien, far side elbow driving. Colcourse this time passes up on the three, driving baseline, cut off nicely. 5 to go. Gonzalez throws up a three. That one's no good. Galanes crashes for the rebound and puts it in. Really good job rebounding as a guard.
Yeah, the spectacular rebound. She saw the opportunity, the sophomore from Vermont, able to be in the right spot.
Coster, Gehrig, back to Walton. Walton driving as the Eves struggling to get some offense going. On that note, Tunkara cashes in the near side elbow three. And much needed for the Eves.
I think Coach Pace would tell you that with this 2-3 scheme they're running, they're willing to give the Eves that occasional three-point shot. They haven't proven thus far that they're going to sink those shots from the perimeter. So the Jumbos are giving them those looks. We'll see if the Eves can capitalize as they did on that last possession.
Siobhan Stapleton also getting some extended playing time as Callie O'Brien works around the screen, kisses it off glass and in.
Yeah, Matthew, I think that's an interesting point right now. The Eves 1 for 4 on three-pointers. Obviously, I think the Eves would like to change that ratio, and the Jumbos are going to look to shut down players like Ellie Tunkara. However, that being said, of course, they are just shooting 25%. No travel call there.
Micah Walton pills up for the mid-range, and that's why she was the Nuba Rookie of the Week. She has some serious scoring talent, sinking that pretty mid-range. Callie O'Brien will bring it up the other way. Screen from Colcourse. Looking to get it underneath to Stapleton. Again, cut off nicely by the Eves.
Yeah, you know, we talked about before this game in our discussions as we got ready to commentate what players the Eves and the Jumbos were likely to rely on, and the conclusion we came to was that we thought this would be a bit of a low substitution game, both squads seeming to rely on a rotation of about 7, and looking to see that right now. Same starting 5 have come in pretty much, minus Claire Colcourse, who I think started, am I not wrong? Did not start. That being said, similar players, I think a low substitution game ahead.
Gehrig has been guarded nicely all game. She's been kept noticeably quiet by this Jumbo's defense. Misses. Colcourse will inbound.
Yeah, Gehrig only 4 points right now. Averaging per game is obviously averaging 18, so not close in this second corner.
Another nice move by Callie O'Brien. This time she misses the floater short. It'll roll out of bounds, go the other way for the Eves.
Callie O'Brien has had Micah Walton, who is a formidable defender's ankles wobbling a couple times on consecutive offensive possessions. She's definitely trying to put her on the deck, maybe get a clip for the highlight reel. Unfortunately, wasn't able to convert around the rim there.
A bit of an entertaining facial expression on the last shot of Callie O'Brien. Goes to put it up, sees that it's blatantly going to airball, and almost was like, oh God.
Gehrig gets the backdoor cut.
Caught a block there, but didn't look like a lot of body contact. That one may get changed to the scorers table later. Nonetheless, you can see the Eves really trying to run their offense through Ariana Gehrig. Her and Walton combined have 8 of their 13 points.
And
have to imagine the Eves aren't too upset about that, considering their season averages are much higher.
Gehrig driving baseline. Double teamed again, this time blocked by the newly checked in O'Boyle. She gets it up ahead to Gonzalez. They're going to push. Decker looking for options. Can't find Witherspoon. She'll reset.
Yeah, you know, for those of you who have not followed the Tufts Jumbos women's basketball team in the past, this Tufts Jumbos team really last year and the year before that relied on a senior named Maggie Russell, who graduated. Maggie Russell was a spectacular player for the Jumbos, scored a lot, to say the least. And now this Jumbo squad has really been trying to fill that hole, and they're looking to do it with players like Gonzalez, O'Brien, Decker, and Witherspoon. The question is, of course, as we enter NESCAC play, they're 0-2 right now, whether or not they can rectify that against the East.
What a finish that was there.
Tunkara with the scoop finish between two Jumbo's defenders. That was a sweet finish with some spin off glass to cut the Jumbo's lead back down to 4. Decker bringing it up. She'll find Galanes, who started the game on the court but hasn't seen too many minutes since then. Eves dropping back into a high press man defense. Decker trying to get by Walton. Stops. Finds O'Boyle underneath, that is. Tipped out of bounds as she was doubled. Jumbo struggling a little bit with spacing with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, not really being able to get the the inside passes into the post that they have had in the past.
Colkhorst and O'Brien coming back in.
O'Brien inbounds. Gets it back. Working around. Fires up an air ball. As there was really solid defense from Gehrig there, who has the height advantage over O'Brien. Might have been some contact on the shot, but no foul was called.
Yeah, shot clock ran out there just at the end. I think O'Brien had gotten the shot off anyway, but
McBaron in the corner gets a screen right. She'll work it into the corner for a 3. That one's up, and that one's good. A much-needed 3 for the East. That's Tatum Leuenberger to cut the Jumbo's lead down to 1, the smallest it's been since the start of the game.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seemed like we've seen a very Jumbo's dominated game, but again, the score is only 19-18. This game is still very much within the bounds of an East win if they want it, a Jumbo's win if they want it as well.
Witherspoon passes up on a 3. Now looking. Colkhorst takes another 3, cashes another 3 in. An 1,000-point scorer in high school out of Lake Travis High School. Home to Drew Brees, Baker Mayfield, a prestigious high school for sure, and she was a star there. Cashes in another 3 to give her 6th, tied for leading scorer with Gonzalez, as we have our first timeout taken of the game by Jill Pace. The Jumbos lead 22-18 with 3:48 to go. Nick, what have the Jumbos done well so far to establish a 4-point lead?
Well, just looking at stats right now, I was impressed by Colkhorst. She's taken 2 shots in this game. They've both been 3s, and they've both gone in. And I think that's pretty significant for this Jumbo squad. The momentum does seem to be with them, and I think because of that, they're going to look to keep it going in this remaining 3:48 in the second quarter, and then obviously later into the game.
Yeah, you highlighted this earlier. The loss of Maggie Russell has left the Jumbos without a true number 1 scorer. And, you know, it's been a kind of a job that they've been trying to fill by committee. But if they can get some scoring off the bench from some freshmen like Claire Colkhorst, you best believe that Jill Pace is ecstatic about that. So some big shots from the freshman from Texas. Witherspoon guarded closely, spins. Free throw line, kicks out to Decker. Decker took too many steps.
Yeah, you mentioned what a hard job it is to fill a void that losing a player like Maggie Russell does to a program, but it's interesting how the Jumbos have been able to do it in a different way than the Eves have. They have scorers with averaging 11, 9, 7, lots of production from around different contributors in the offense, as opposed to the Eves, who really run their offense through Gehrig and Walton exclusively. So we'll see if that diversification can play to the Bows' advantage in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting contrast. Would you as a coach rather have a player that can score 20 points or 25 points a game and the rest of your 4 or the rest of your team can score maybe 2 to 5 points a game? Or would you have a player that can score like 11, but then the rest of your players can score between 7 and 9 points a game? I think I'd take the latter.
Yeah, I think I'd take the latter too, Nick, as well. And I think the reason for that is it's hard to prepare for a team like the Jumbos. Conversely, when you're playing the Eves, our sole responsibilities really are Walton and Gehrig. And the Bows have done a good job as there's a little scuffle down there. It's going to be a foul going in the direction of the Jumbos.
Offensive foul, or defensive foul. I guess the Eves turned the ball over. Tunkara hit the ground hard there as the refs rushed in to defuse what Might have been a little something.
So yeah, it's hard to scout a team like the Jumbos. We've seen just in this game someone like Callie O'Brien, who comes in only averaging about 2 points, possess the ball a lot and do a lot of facilitating and scoring of her own. So scouting for a team like that has unexpected weapons, guys that can come off the bench, is definitely more difficult than a two-pronged offensive threat like the Eves have.
Yeah, especially the Eve struggling right now with Ellie Tunkara not seeming to be firing outside the arc like she normally is. Callie O'Brien, though.
Right on cue, Callie O'Brien.
Lines up the 3 and cashes it in, much needed, as it felt like the Eves were starting to claw back into this game. Walton will bring it up. 2:25 to go in the first half. Tufts leading by 7. Cortland McBaron in the corner, now Tunkara. Underneath to Coster. McBaron driving baseline, has a shot. No good. Good hands up, foul-free defense from Colcourse there to force the errant shot. O'Brien now gets a screen right, unable to penetrate. Will reset, calling out the sets for the Jumbos. This time a screen left.
Yeah, typically you'd expect a player that possesses the ball a lot to probably average a pretty high points per game. Callie O'Brien, a bit of the exception, not averaging a lot, but connecting to the right players like that opportunity, putting together a 1-2-3, leading to Jumbo's points.
That was great offense there. Decker went back door and then was able to find number 24, Caitlin O'Boyle underneath for the finish to put the Jumbos up by 9. Coach Pat Manning will take her first timeout with just 1:39 to go. As you see, O'Boyle with the backdoor. O'Boyle able to get the feed from Decker, who went backdoor, snuck behind her man.
That's not going to show up that hockey assist 2 passes away from the bucket for Callie O'Brien, but definitely a testament to her contribution today. Once again, kind of unexpected, not usually this much of a contributor or ball handler for this offense. But again, it's a multi-pronged attack for Tufts, and the Eves really haven't had an answer as we've been able to pull away now. Tufts up 9 with 1:39 left.
Yeah, that's also a really spectacular play from the Jumbos because it forces the help defense and the defense themselves to collapse onto Annika Decker, leaving Caitlin O'Boyle open for the underside layup.
McBaron, now Walton. 1:30 to go. Eves will try and cut into this Jumbos lead as much as they can before the half. Jumbos have dropped into a 1-3-1 zone, a new look for the East to deal with. Lurenberger puts up a high arcing long 2 and cashes that in. She has 5. Decker now with 1:20 to go will facilitate. Her and Callie O'Brien have done a lot of the ball handling today. Colcourse, who has 6 surprise points off the bench. Now O'Boyle top of the key. Finds O'Brien working around. O'Brien, free throw line, looking back door for O'Boyle, can't get it. Good defense from Cortland McBaron. The East will go the other way.
Yeah,
Walton pushing. Underneath to Coster. Coster loses the handle.
Both teams kind of forcing it there. We know O'Brien's had the hot hand, but really just trying maybe a little too aggressively to get it into the post. And then we saw the Eves do the same with their offensive possession. Want to be a little more sure-handed here with 45 seconds left in the first half.
Witherspoon has yet to really get going. They find her elbow, looks for a 3, good defense. Decker driving baseline. Colcourse had a 3, passed up on it. O'Brien jabs, drives, looking for the backdoor, cut off nicely again. Colcourse pumps. It'll be Witherspoon. 5 on the shot clock. Driving. Blocking foul called on Lurenberger. That'll send Witherspoon to the line for 2 free throws. Good job being able to create late in the shot clock there.
Earned that one there. Lots of contact on that drive.
I will say historically looking at these two teams, the last time they played was January 26th of 2024. The Jumbos took home the win 63-57. However, in the last 10 games they've played, the Jumbos have come out on top every single time with some close margins. The Eves looking to change that streak today for sure.
Witherspoon, an 82% free throw shooter, misses both from the charity stripe. Walton had a mid-range, passes up on it. She'll slow it down. They're going to hold for the last shot. 10 seconds. Walton. Now they're going to get into their set with 9 on the shot clock. Gets a screen left, goes right. Witherspoon with the steal. Steps through 2 defenders. Lefty finish at the buzzer. Gets it to go. A great way to end an exceptional half for the Jumbos. Score at the end of the first half, Jumbos 31, Eves 20. Third game of NESCAC action for you here today from Cousins Gymnasium. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and we'll be back with our halftime show. Harrison Sternberg here with JumboCast for the for your halftime show as the Jumbos lead 29-20 over the Williams College Eafs. Matthew, is there anything you want to highlight going to the start of the second half?
Yeah, one player whose name came up a lot, kind of unexpectedly in that first half, was number 5, Callie O'Brien, a grad student for the Jumbos. She typically, at least thus far this season, is only averaging 1 point per game and hasn't played more than one half of total minutes in any game thus far this season. And yet, she has 7 today with several assists and several rebounds.
She's done a really nice job facilitating, as you see her there, finding Sofia Gonzalez for a three, who's done a nice job with those elbow threes. She's definitely been an unexpected weapon for the Jumbos that has been very successful.
Yeah, definitely. We've also seen a spectacular game right now from Claire Colcor, shooting threes from the outside of the arc and being really solid in that sense, making them. This is a team that currently the offense is flowing for the Jumbos. Score, as we said, is 29-20. I've been really impressed so far. I think this is a team that also seems to have found their defensive momentum. We've really talked about, as a commentating unit going throughout this season, about what the defense is going to look like for this Jumbo squad, and we've seen it be spectacular.
Now, for the Williams College East, one surprising scoring option for them has been Tatum Leuenberger, number 33, the guard slash forward. She's had 5 points off the bench, as you can see. She's done a nice job scoring. 2 for 3 from the field with a 3 and a 2. I think they're going to continue to give her looks as the game goes on. You know, both of these teams kind of stumbled their way into NESCAC play. The Jumbos 0-2, East 1-1, both with high hopes for this year. This kind of feels like a must-win at this point in the season.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think this is a good step for their momentum. Now, it must be said that both of these teams kind of struggled in NESCAC play last year. The East 2-8 in conference, the Jumbos 3-7. Historically, as of last season, neither of these teams did spectacularly well in conference. And they're looking to change that going into the season, especially the Jumbos. The Jumbos, a team with a lot of experience going deep into the NESCAC playoffs, winning the NESCACs in 2019. Now, obviously, that does not seem to be the case right now with their current record, but maybe looking to change that after tonight.
Yeah, just 2 years ago, the Jumbos were able to go to the Sweet 16 or in the Elite 8 after going 24-7, 9-1 in the NESCAC. So, they took a big step back last year, but you know that this is a team that definitely has the talent and the means to put together an elite NESCAC record. We're going to step aside. No, not yet. Matthew, what do you got?
Yeah, just looking at a couple things that Coach Jill Pace has emphasized throughout the season thus far with her Jumbos squad. She emphasizes 2 main points. Hold other teams under 54 points and out-rebound the team, ideally by a +10 rebound margin. Thus far, the Eafs are on pace for 40, and Tufts is out-rebounding them by 5 at the half. So we're on pace for both those season objectives, and looking at past precedent, when the Bows are able to do both of those things, in addition to holding opponents' team's star players controlled, the Jumbos are in a good position to win.
Yeah, they've won all but one of those games every time they've held the team to 54 points. They'll look to continue to do that now, as we'll head into a quick break before coming back to discuss what we think about the rest of this game.
Back here in Cousins Gymnasium as the Tufts Jumbos have taken the court for their warm-ups for the second half. Nick, I know there's one player you've been wanting to focus on who had a standout performance in the first half.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to talk about Callie O'Brien. Callie O'Brien right now has 7 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, but even more than that, has handled the ball really well and has been really effective in the facilitation game. As we talked about earlier, it's really hard if you're the Williams East to fight a war on multiple fronts. And right now, that's what the Jumbos are forcing the East to do, fight a war against a bunch of these different players. And as we see for the Jumbos, it's 29-20. It's working for the Jumbos.
Nick, I know you also wanted to talk about some Tufts keys to the second half for them to be able to secure their first NESCAC victory. What do you got for us?
Yeah, in the wise words of someone who knew basketball, defense wins championships. And I think because of that, we're going to see that the Jumbos are really going to want to focus on the man-to-man defense and the zone defense that we've seen be really effective against the Eves. And then as well, we're going to keep wanting to feed players if your head coach Jill Pace, I apologize, that are essentially going to keep the offense going. One of those being Claire Kolkar shooting really well from outside the arc, as well as players like Annika Decker and Sofia Gonzalez.
Yeah, the freshman from Texas that I highlighted earlier is 2 for 2 from the field, cashing in 2 threes, some much needed offense from Tufts offense that is needed, a star scorer. Matt, Williams kind of struggled in this first half. What do you got for them? What they need to change, who they need to get going to find some success in the second half?
Yeah, I would say conventional Eve's offensive philosophy would suggest that they need to get Ariana Garrick and Micah Walton going in this game. They're definitely their two biggest offensive weapons. They're highly touted players, recently both receiving NESCAC awards for their performance in recent games. But on the other hand, you could argue that they need to just continue to feed the hot hand of Ellie Tunkara and Tated Lonberger. They've both had 5 points in this game, outscoring the conventional scorers Garrick and Walton. So maybe the Eves will take a page out of the Bows playbook from the first half, roll with the hot hand, play through multiple offensive weapons. We'll see whether they do that or try to force it to their stars in the second half.
It's hard to believe that the East will have success without getting Garrick going. So you definitely, if you're Coach Pat Manning, you're going to want to see that in the second half. We're going to step aside one last time here, and when we're back, we'll have second half action for you from Cousins Gymnasium. Ten minutes on the clock as we're set for third quarter action here in Medford, Mass. Jumbos leading 29-20 in the third game of NESCAC play. Coming off a bit of an underwhelming season as they look to get their first NESCAC win.
Yeah, also in the NESCAC right now on the contrasting gender side, the Tufts Jumbo is currently leading the men of the Williams East 34-24 in Williamstown, Massachusetts. They're also in halftime. The second half just started, and we will keep you guys updated on that score as this game progresses. But for now, it is about the Jumbos.
And we appreciate all of you Jumbo faithful tuning in tonight on this Friday evening for some NESCAC women's basketball play as the players have taken the court. And it looks like it'll be Stella Galanes for the Jumbos facilitating. Sofia Gonzalez, one of the Tufts leading scorers, puts it behind the back, now throws up a long mid-range, missed it short, rebound fought for. Ariana Garrett comes up with it. She's going to need to have a big second half if the East want to have some success.
Yeah, as well, Garrick, to get back up to her normal game averaging, she is going to need to score a lot of points.
Garrick, top of the key. Now works it to McBaron in the corner. McBaron driving. Lefty finish. Good defense from the Jumbos. East grabbed the rebound. Throw it back up. Missed it left. Rebound fought for. Gonzalez comes away with it, and she's fouled.
It's interesting to see how the Eves like to utilize Ariana Garrig both at the top, around the perimeter, and down low. She comes up to work the high post. You know, she's good on the offensive end, and she does it in multiple ways. We'll see if the Eves can get her going in the second half.
Annika Decker pushing the pace as she likes to do. Cut off nicely by Walton, who's kept her in check all game. They're going to reset. Decker's going to direct the players calling out the sets. Galan is working it around the perimeter as Walton picks her up. Witherspoon, another scoring option for the Jumbos, who's really yet to get going. Galanes driving on Tunkara, missed it short, gets her own rebound. Decker once again will reset it. 20 on the shot clock. We're just a minute and 20 seconds into second half action here in Cousins Gymnasium.
Yeah, I think that's something that we haven't really talked about, but the Jumbos have been doing a spectacular job of, is both on the offensive and defensive side. They've been rebounding really, really well. The Jumbos currently with 17, the Eves with 13. That being said, we've really seen the Jumbos be able to rebound defensively on the Eves points, especially in that first quarter. And now in that example with Stella Galanes, able to offensively rebound her own points, swing it back outside, and see if they can capitalize.
Garrick working on the perimeter, guarded closely, runs over Caitlin O'Boyle. No foul, neither offensive or defensive. As Stella Galanes got pressed hard in the backcourt there. Decker in the corner. Galanes, tops of the three, lines it up, can't get it to go. Rebound fought for. Gonzalez punched it away, but a late foul call to the displeasure of Gonzalez and the Tufts faithful.
Seems like a slightly chippier, more physical start to this second half. We've had Smith and O'Boyle jostling for space down low. That'll be an interesting matchup to keep an eye on. See Smith working the high post there to start this possession.
Interesting set start from the Eves as they... Oh, wow. That looked like a clean block to me from over here, what I'm seeing. But clearly the refs thought differently. That was a block on Tunkara, but a foul was called, which will send her to the line for 2 shots.
Tunkara has been the Eves' leading scorer thus far. She has 5 in tonight's game, around her season average, which thus far is 10. Uncharacteristic, however, that she would be leading the charge on the offensive end, as we would expect most of the production to run through Garrick and Walton.
Siobhan Stapleton has checked in, while Caitlin O'Boyle will sit, as she just picked up her 3rd foul. First free throw was up and good. Second one as well. Jumbos lead by 7 with 7 to go.
Good Friday night crowd here in Cousins. It's really filled in, especially in this second half. Not a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, it does help that, of course, Williamstown only about 3 hours away in the corner of Massachusetts in Williamstown. The only thing in Williamstown is Williams, and it is next to the Berkshires, I will say, which is nice.
Witherspoon able to create space there. It would be really nice for Jill Pace and the Jumbos coaching staff if she could get going offensively.
That was a tough finish there by Witherspoon. Nice job holding her pivot. I saw Pat Manning, Eve's head coach, longtime head coach, wanting a travel there, but didn't get it as we see a 3-ball.
Tunkara has 5 quick points, the last 5 for the East, trying to will her way back into this game. She was usually a big scoring option for the Jumbos. Didn't really get it going in the first half. Decker looking to get it underneath to Stapleton. Can't find it. They've cut off that inside pass nicely all game. Gonzalez taking on McBaron. Swing pass. Galanis. Elbow three. Count it for three. Big three. Jumbos lead by 9.
Huge 3 there to extend the margin back to 9, which is what it was going into the half.
Micah Walton now drives, kicks. Gehrig a rare 3. Missed everything. Rebound fought for. Tipped off of a Tufts defender. It'll stay with the Eves, but the shot clock will not reset because the shot did not hit the rim. Sofia Gonzalez sits as Callie O'Brien, Callie O'Brien checks in.
Yeah, an interesting contrast to the substitutions right now. Obviously, we can see the Tufts bench. The Tufts bench has everybody fully dressed, nobody with warmers on. The Eves, in contrast, 4 players on their bench don't have warmers on.
Tunkara
7 do.
Tunkara is really trying to get the Eves going. She has the Eves' last 7 points.
Tough take.
Witherspoon using her body very nicely there to create space. Once again, she's got 4. Underneath in the transition to McBaron. She'll kick out. Tunkara's hot. That 3, missed it short. Rebound off of Walton. Bit of a heat check there for Tunkara. She's got the Eves' last 7 points.
Yeah, that's the typical Tunkara that I thought we were going to see coming into this game. The player that is lethal from outside of the arc. And clearly proving that she can be lethal, has the capacity to be so. Getting the Eves to within 9 in a moment. A moment to go, within 4 or 5. Obviously now that lead's still at 9. Question is, can she keep doing it, and can Ariana Gehrig come together and back her up?
We have a timeout on the floor here as both teams will go to their respective huddles to try and regroup. Eves still trailing by 9 as their coach, Pat Manning, longtime head coach, as we highlighted earlier, tries to coach her team to victory.
Love the leadership at that timeout by freshman Monet Witherspoon. She's had 8 and a couple big buckets in the start of this second half. You saw her firing up her squad, trying to get them going, hoping they can extend this lead, which is currently at 9.
O'Brien picked up full court by Walton. Witherspoon seeming to take on the role of a leader. Pulls up for the mid-ranger, cashes it in. She's got 6 already in the half.
She's on fire. Feed the hot hand. This is a player who chose Tufts over multiple D1 offers out of high school.
Walton yet to get going scoring-wise. Drives, missed it short. Rebound, Galanes, she's pushing. Gets it up ahead to Witherspoon. Tipped, Kolkorsh comes away with it.
Yeah, also notably in admiration of Monet Witherspoon, typically Coach Price is not a coach that loves to play freshmen, and Monet Witherspoon has played a lot.
Witherspoon with a good contest on Walton's fast break layup, but an off-ball foul will be called on the Jumbos.
Suppose it's going to be important that they don't get too excited when someone gets the hot hand. We kind of saw this in the first half a bit with Callie O'Brien, and now Monet Witherspoon heating up. On that last possession, a couple times trying to force passes to her. I get the idea of trying to feed the hot hand, but don't want to do it where you're throwing congested passes.
Walton mid-range, rims out. Been a tough night for Walton. Not much going through the rim for her. O'Brien now calling out the sets. She grabs a screen left from the freshman Shiabon Stapleton. Kolkorsh now top of the key. She's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Galanes guarded high by Coster. Now O'Brien will drive. Gets past Coster. Underneath to Stapleton. Stapleton misses the point-blank layup. Rebound fought for. She grabbed her own rebound and was fouled before she was able to put up her shot. So the Tufts are going to inbound baseline.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty special about the Jumbos here is, admittedly, while Callie O'Brien did seem to be the facilitator in the first half, they really do have a lot of players who can facilitate offensive action, like Witherspoon in this case, who gets the ball and gets fouled.
Witherspoon got it off of a nice look from Stapleton, who got double-teamed underneath. Witherspoon unable to get the layup to go, but was most definitely fouled. She's 0 for 2 from the free throw stripe today, but typically an 81.8% free throw shooter.
Beautiful pass there to set up that foul by number 44, Stapleton. Finding the hot hand, Monet Witherspoon, who knocks down the first from the charity stripe.
Jumbos currently lead by 12 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Eves don't want to let this game get out of reach early. Walton's been bringing it up for the Eves all game. She'll do so again. McBaron yet to really get going scoring-wise. Coster pump fakes a three, drives baseline, cut off nicely. Underneath to Leuenberger. Her finish is good. That's 7 points for her off the bench.
Little bit of late movement there on the zone. We've seen the 2-3 working there, but the Eves do a nice job with some off-ball cuts. Find holes in the zone there, and the Bows rotate just a little bit late.
Witherspoon picks up her dribble on the perimeter. Never want to do that. Stapleton will reset it to O'Brien. Bit of miscommunication between the Jumbos offense. Galana is driving, cut off nicely by Walton. She's played good defense all day. Witherspoon draws the foul underneath as she was trying to post up Tunkara. That'll be, I believe, no, we're not going to be in the bonus just yet. That's the fourth team foul on the Jumbos. Or on the Eves, my mistake.
Yeah, that's also Tunkara's second of this game.
O'Brien gets the pop pass from Colkhorst, has her shot blocked. Tunkara will push the other way. McBaron now. One more pass to Walton. Sweet offense from the Eves there, making the extra pass as Walton hits the ground hard. She's slow to get up. Jumbos have numbers if they want it. Colkhorst looking for her third three of the game. Almost got it to go. Rebound fought for. This one's going to be called a jump ball. Not a foul. Going to stay with the Jumbo. Or going to go to the Eves. My mistake. As Skylar Tree has checked in for the Eves, the freshman out of California.
Back to that sweet transition bucket for Williams. We saw them run a nice three-man weave, but it was all set up by Logan Coster, coming over with some nice help defense in the post, forcing a bad look for the Jumbos on what was originally an open layup.
Sophia Gonzalez and Annika Decker, the first team guards, have checked back in for the Jumbos to close out this third quarter as the Jumbos lead has suddenly been cut to 9.
Yeah, I will say in favor of the Jumbos offense, they've been maintaining about a 9 or 10 point offensive lead, dropped down to 7 or 5 a few times, but they have been able to take it and managed to run with it. Score right now 40-31 as that point is called a travel, I believe.
Yep.
Looked like Logan Coster tried a little Euro step lay, but just one too many.
Yep. Decker will bring it up. Picked up by Tunkara as Walton sits. She hasn't sat a lot this game. I'd expect her to come back into the game soon. Witherspoon on the cut. Puts it up and in. Tough finish through contact. She's done a really nice job working through contact this second half. She's got 8.
Monet Witherspoon is playing with fire in her gut in this second half.
Cortland McBaron, now Skylar Tree. Tunkara, she has 7 this half. Driving, cut off. Coster pump fakes a 3. Now going to work in the post on Colkhorst. Pumps, fades, hits. Sweet move from Logan Coster there. Decker going the other way now for the Jumbos. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter here in Medford, Massachusetts. Jumbos looking to pick up their first NESCAC win of the year. Gonzalez, the senior, will facilitate, trying to make something happen. Picks up her dribble, wanted Colkhorst backdoor. Instead puts up a contested mid-range. Doesn't get it to go. McBaron with the rebound. Now Tunkara, she'll slow it down. Here's Tree for 3. The freshman from California, no good. Gonzalez grabs the rebound. I highlighted this earlier, but she's done a really good job rebounding, especially for an undersized player like she is.
Yeah, for sure. The Jumbos have a couple of those, whether it's Gonzalez, Decker, or Callie O'Brien, players who typically are a little shorter than the players in the post, and yet do a spectacular job rebounding. Obviously, we've seen it throughout this game with Callie O'Brien and as well with Gonzalez and Decker.
Decker missed the running layup after a good pump fake to get a defender on her hip. McBaron pushing hard, driving on Stapleton, blocked by Stapleton. Rejection from Shiobon Stapleton, the Jumbo's freshman.
Yeah, spectacular block from her right there, as you can see. And now
it's going to be Eve's ball, I
go
believe.
to the line, I think. No, Eve's go
no
to
foul.
baseline.
After that nice block, it looks like Caitlin O'Boyle will check into the game, give the Jumbos a little extra size on the interior.
Stapleton sits. Coster, Walton, like I said, check back in. Leuenberger for 3. She's already got 1. missed that one. Gehrig with the rebound. They'll reset. 15 on the shot clock. Lernberger inside, tripped up by Gonzalez. That'll be the 15th foul on the Jumbos, which will put the Eves in the bonus for the next minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, I will say in favor of Ariana Gehrig there, the 6'1 senior does manage to out-rebound the 6'1 senior on the other side of the court for the Jumbos, Caitlin O'Boyle, managing to get the rebound on that one, and now facilitating points for the Jumbos, for the Eves, as Leuenberger scores.
Tatum Lernberger only averaging 6 points per game. That free throw would have been her 9th, but she still has 8 points to game. Third quarter hasn't even started.
Another possession extended by Gehrig, who averages 8 rebounds on the season.
Gehrig still really yet to get going scoring-wise. Coster corner 3. That one's off the top of the backboard. No good. Rebound. Fought for. Ultimately controlled by Walton. 1 second on the shot clock. She didn't see it. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Great defense from the Jumbos.
Yeah, great defense. Unfortunate miscommunication there. You can see most of the Eves players at the end there were just pointing at the shot clock, trying to do something to get her attention. And unfortunately, she did not hear it. Not entirely sure would she have been able to get a shot off anyway. But she certainly could have dried. Jumbos come down now.
35 seconds to go in this third quarter, excuse me. Witherspoon has had the hot hand. Korkhorst wanted the 3 at the top of the key, guarded nicely by Walton. She's done a good job defensively all day. Inside to Witherspoon, again through contact. This time she doesn't get it to go, but she's fouled again. 2 more free throws coming for the star freshman from St. Louis, Missouri.
Another tough take there by Monet Witherspoon. She'll be looking for her 15th and 16th points of the game at the stripe. We've seen in the last couple possessions the Eves force up some looks around the perimeter. Their deficit has hovered around 9 throughout this second half, but with time ticking, urgency is evidently setting in. Hopefully for them, they will start landing some of those looks, but in the meantime, they've been extending offensive possession. The Bows will have to do a little bit of a better job on the defensive glass.
Witherspoon misses the second free throw. Gehrig will push, kicks. Coster, now Walton elbow 3. That one's good. Michael Walton needed it.
Finally get one to go.
5 seconds to go. Decker's got to push. It's what she does best. She's going to look for options. Witherspoon, 3 at the buzzer. Off backboard, no good. So, at the end of 3 quarters, your Tufts Jumbos lead the Williams Fs 43-37. We're going to step aside here on JumboCast, and when we get back, we'll be set for the fourth quarter when the game is won. Stick with us here. Back here on tie court for the start of the fourth quarter. We want to highlight Monet Witherspoon, the freshman star. Nick, what do you got on there?
Yeah, Witherspoon, as we've seen, having a really spectacular game right now. And that's not surprising going into the game, especially considering going into the game, of course, we saw 42 from outside of the arc, 9.7 points per game, among other stats. A really effective offensive player and really effective as well. Not surprising that she is doing a fantastic job for this tough offense, even though not on the court at the moment.
O'Boyle finds Decker underneath. They're going to kick to Korkhorst. Another 3. This one missed everything too strong. Not a good look for the Jumbos coming out of the break. Leuenberger has been a pleasant, welcome scoring option off the bench for the Eves. Twee's going to line up a 3. Sets her feet, misses that one short. Rebound fought for Coster and O'Boyle. Coster comes away with it, misses it strong. Twee now with the rebound, dribbles it off her foot. It'll be Jumbos basketball going the other way.
Yeah, and if the Eves are able to claw their way back into this one, I think there's going to be a couple notable points with big red circles around them. One, that Micah Walton 3 at the end of the third quarter was a big momentum shift. The deficit is now just 6. and these offensive rebounds, extending possessions. The Jumbos have to mitigate these.
Decker driving baseline, cut off. Colkhorst is going to line up another three. She's been taking them all game. This time doesn't get it to go. Coster's done a really nice job on the boards, grabs that one. Gehrig will bring it up.
Yeah, Matthew, like you just said, an interesting change there and a good change if you're the Eves. Able to win that rebound and continue it going, because that's going to be big if you want to keep the offensive momentum on your side.
Nick, it feels like they've done it almost every possession. I mean, the Bows just maybe have to bring in a bigger set, and right on cue, they'll sub in the slightly taller Monet Witherspoon. They're going to have to box out and get some of these offensive rebounds if they're going to want to hold this now only 6-point margin with 8 left.
Walton inbounds to Coster. She's looking to get going scoring-wise. Picks up her dribble now, Lurenberger. Gehrig really hasn't been much of a factor all game. Drives, kicks. Lurenberger three. She's had it going all day. Puts that one in, plus the foul. A huge shot for the East to cut the lead, potentially to 2.
Yeah, for sure. There you can see a spectacular three-pointer. Ariana Gehrig, quick to celebrate. Both hands go in the air as she knows this sends the East to the line. Now score just 43-40, a 3-point deficit, different from the 9-point deficit we saw in the third.
Coming down the stretch now, 8.5 to go. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a good ending here in Medford. Decker bringing it up as the Jumbos lead by just 2. What was once an 11-point lead has dwindled down. Witherspoon had 8 in the third quarter. They need her to get going. Almost stolen by Walton. Colkhorst gathers. Swing pass to Decker. Decker's going to take on the oversized Gehrig. She has speed on her. Dribbles it off of Gehrig's foot. It's going to stay with the Jumbos. They've got 7 seconds to get a good look. Decker will be the inbounder.
Yeah, I think this is also reflective of this Williams Eves team. They've taken a bunch of close wins this season, including, for example, an overtime win against the Wesleyan Cardinals in NESCAC play. And so clearly, head coach Pat Manning not afraid to change the momentum in the fourth quarter and make sure her team stays calm and offensively is able and there to get it going.
Micah Walton facilitating as she has done all game. Gehrig, top of the key, driving, cut off nicely by Witherspoon. Now it'll be Walton again. A 10 on the shot clocks. East got to go. Chance to tie or take the lead for the first time. Gehrig passes up on the 3, drives on the underside Decker. Kicks to Chui, yet to score. She's got to put one up. Lefty scoop layup. Missed it, but she grabs her own miss. Now, ball's fought for, and another jump ball. 2 consecutive jump balls. This one will go to the Jumbos.
A nice save there by Caitlin O'Boyle, grabbing onto the ball with Chui in a tie-up. But again, another offensive rebound for the Eves. They keep extending possessions. The deficit is now just 2.
Decker driving on Walton. Gets it to the free throw line. Now resets. Backdoor to the Galanis. She's cut off baseline. Witherspoon passes up on the corner 3. Kicks to Colkhorst. Colkhorst now driving. Fading. Has to pass it. East locking down their defense here in crunch time. Decker. Now Galanis. Galanis is going to have to create. Floater. Blocked by Lurenberger. Great defense from the East. Up ahead to Gehrig. Gehrig for the tie. Missed it short. Williams really needed that one. Colkhorst will go the other way for the Jumbos running the fast break 2-on-1. Underneath to Galanes. Galanes puts it in. Huge find from Colkhorst, the freshman. She's had an exceptional game. Jumbos extend the lead back to 4 as Coach Pat Manning is going to take a timeout. 6:50 to go. Jumbos lead by 4.
Yeah, good classical basketball there. Here's that quick rebound to Stella Galanes. You can tell they knew keep it simple, make sure the bucket goes in, and make sure they maintain their lead. The lead now to 4. In contrast, also the Jumbos, I'm sure in this timeout are being told, just keep doing what you're doing, keep playing defense, and keep going. In contrast, the Eves probably also being told rebounds, as we've seen, have been super critical, and they need to keep it simple and make sure the offense is working. Don't get too fancy. Just try and score points and put them on the board.
Nick, you said it best. Keep it simple. We have seen time and time again, especially in this conference, tight basketball games come down to the fundamentals. We saw in that last possession, that last swing, the Eves miss a transition basket and the Bows convert. Those kinds of 4-point swings are what decide tight games like this.
Tunkara checked back in after a bit of an extended rest. She had 7 in the third quarter, part of what was able to get the Eves back into the game. Tunkara far side, guarded by Galanes, looks to drive baseline. Behind the back, now Chui on the perimeter. Lurenberger has 9. Underneath to McBaron, back to Lurenberger. Sweet offense from the Eves. Cut the lead back down to 2, 6.5 to go.
Yeah, that was really spectacular right there. Able to feed Lurenberger, and of course, Colin McBaron had the opportunity to shoot herself, said no thanks. Give it to Lurenberger, who seems to be the hot hand right now and has made it. That deficit now down to just 2.
Galanes, now Witherspoon, yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Spinning, winning. Doesn't get the shot to go, but that'll send her to the free throw line once again, where she's 4 of 6 from the line today, an 81% free throw shooter. 6:03 to go here. The Eves have cut what was once an 11-point lead down to 2. Looking to pick up their second NESCAC win. First free throw for Witherspoon is up and in. Jumbos, on the other hand, 0-2 in NESCAC play so far, looking to pick up a much-needed first NESCAC win. Witherspoon cashed in the first one to extend the lead to 4. She makes the second one as well. Jumbos 47, Eves 43. Walton had a big 3 at the end of the third quarter. They're going to need some more scoring from her down the stretch if the Eves want to pull this win out. Lurenberger driving on Galanes. She has size. Throws up the floater. No good. Another offensive rebound. This time it's McBaron. The foul is called. I believe it's going to be on the ground. But again, an exceptional job by the Eves to get an extra possession with the offensive rebound.
Garrick checks back into the game. Need her to come up big in this fourth quarter if the Eves are going to pull through on this comeback.
Driving is Tunkara. Now Garrick passes up on an open mid-range, spins, fades, missed that one off glass. O'Boyle comes away with the strong rebound. It's going to be Annika Decker. She gets it. Skip pass up ahead to Witherspoon. Witherspoon pumps, drives, scoop layup is good. A sweet move from the freshman from St. Louis, extending the Jumbos lead back up to 6. She's having a heck of a game.
Yeah, for sure. Monet the Witherspoon, been an impact player, able to shut down, and now there, a travel on the Eves sends the momentum back towards the Jumbos, and because of that, that's a big deal.
Micah Walton, a very frustrating game as we see here. Witherspoon, that sweet scoop righty layup. Very tough move that was guarded well. Decker pressed high by Walton as she has been all day.
5 minutes left on the clock.
Witherspoon has had the hot hand, pulls up for a long 2.
Dang.
You best believe that's going in. Jumbos lead by 8. Witherspoon putting the team on her back right now.
21 for Witherspoon. In these tight games, you need simple things and you need stars, and the Bows have both of it right now.
Chui has her pass stolen from Gonzalez. Gonzalez running the fast break. Picks up her dribble, blocked by Chui. Walton grabbed it while she was still out of bounds.
Yeah, an unfortunate bit there as Walton tried to send that ball back into play and didn't. Of course, statistically right now, the Jumbos shooting 46 from the field. The Eves not. Now the Jumbos see if they can change that, increase the ratio.
Gonzalez, now Galanes, top of the key. Passed up an open 3, now drives left. Cut off nicely. It'll be O'Boyle going to work on Chui. Has her dribble poked away. They're going to reset. Gonzalez pumps, drives, lefty lay. No good. Walton with the rebound. And she's fouled by O'Boyle. Sent to the ground. That's going to be the 4th team foul on the Jumbos already. 1 foul away from putting them into the bonus. 4:18 to go. They lead by 8.
Were the Eves to end up in the bonus here, they're 1 foul away from it. They are a 77% free throw shooting team thus far this year. The Bows are at 74%.
Walton will walk it up the court as the shot clock starts to bleed and time is becoming of the utmost importance for the Eves. Chui in the corner. Guarded by Witherspoon, it'll be Walton now. They're giving her the open 3. She passes up on it. Gehrig really yet to get going all game. Chui underneath. Through a double team. Gets the right-handed floater to go. A tough finish from the freshman from California. Tufts leads by 6. 3:45. Decker across the Jumbos mascot. She's going to go look to take on her man. Doesn't get the righty layup to go. Looks like she tripped a little bit. McBaron with the rebound. Looks to get it up ahead to Gehrig. trying to make this a one-score game. Gehrig underneath is fouled by Galanes. She'll go to the free throw line for 2. 3.5 to go. Gehrig, who's yet to really get going all day offensively, is going to take 2 free throws. She's a 85% free throw shooter, not the person you want to send to the line if you're the Jumbos.
No, Galanes, that was her 3rd foul of the game.
And more importantly, that's going to put the Eefs in the bonus the rest of the way. Still 3.5 to go. Free throws are the best for a team trying to chase the lead because they're easy points while the clock does not run.
Callie O'Brien checking in for the Jumbos. Not coming in yet, but at the halfway line. O'Brien comes in now for Galanes.
Gehrig able to cash both free throws in, cuts the Jumbos lead back down to 4. Jumbos have led by as much as 11, as little as by 2, but they've led the whole way. Looking to close it out here for the first NESCAC win of the game. 3.5 to go. We're in for an exciting finish.
Yeah, if the Eves can get a stop here, that'll be critical.
Decker. Swing pass to Witherspoon. She's had the hot hand the entire second half. Drives on Twee. Inside to Stapleton. Missed the lefty layup. Witherspoon gets her miss. Bails out her teammate. Puts it back in. She's got 23. She's had the team on her back. Jumbos lead by 6.
Yeah, that's a great board from Witherspoon there to guarantee the Jumbos an offensive point. Gehrig goes herself, makes it.
Defense chants echoing from Cousins Gymnasium there. Not enough to help the Jumbos get a stop there. They lead back down to 4. Decker's going to try and take some time off the shot clock, walking it up the court.
Yeah, the Bows smartly slowing down the pace in the last few possessions, getting good off-ball movement, swinging the ball around the perimeter, trying to burn some clock and set up a good look.
O'Boyle goes to the scoring table, getting ready to check in. Gonzalez driving baseline, crossover, fadeaway, mid-range. That's pure. A sweet move from the senior Sofia Gonzalez in a clutch moment, able to put in that long mid-range. Walton now driving, stripped by Decker, gets it back. And a timeout is smartly called by Pat Manning as Walton was in a difficult spot. Jumbos lead by 6, 2:19 to go, looking to close out this win.
I think we're going to see some urgency set in from the Eves. They're going to need to get some good looks, maybe throw up some threes, hopefully extend some possessions. Conversely, I like what the Jumbos are doing. They're slowing the ball down on the offensive end. They're passing it around. They're waiting for good opportunities. They're killing clock, and they're scoring in the meantime.
Yeah, you can tell with Jill Pace, she knows this team is going to make mistakes in fast transitions. You know it's more likely they're just more flustered, trying to do things faster. She knows slowing down, 1, means less mistakes, and therefore more points more than likely, but also less clock on the clock, and less time for the Eves to come back. A current 6-point deficit to score 55-49. The Jumbos looking to add to their record, make themselves 10-6, and add a win to their NESCAC scoreboard.
This feels like a bit of a must-score possession from here. You know Pat Manning is going to come out of this timeout with a nicely drawn-up set, possibly for Gehrig, Tankara, maybe Walton if they want to get her going. But Tankara has probably been the leading scorer out of those top 3 options. But really what's kept the Eefs in the game so far has been the bench. Gehrig underneath, spinning, missed the layup too long. Got a good look, though. Twee grabs the rebound. Tankara now. Gehrig, top of the key. Kicks to the corner. McBaron drives. Now Twee in the corner loses the handle. Going to go the other way for the Jumbos. A big stop as we're now under 2 minutes to go. Jumbos can play the clock game. Pressed high in the backcourt. Decker's going to get it across the half-court line, and now she's going to slow it down. 25 seconds to burn, 25 seconds for the Jumbos to work with. Gonzalez now near side, guarded closely by McBaron. Witherspoon, now Decker. Jumbos just working it around the perimeter patiently. O'Boyle now looking underneath. She's got Gonzalez. Gonzalez is going to go to work in the post. Spins, throws up a lefty floater. No good. O'Boyle with the rebound. Gonzalez throws up a big three-pointer and puts it in. Early in the shot clock, I wasn't sure if that was the best shot, but she cashed it in, extending the lead back to 9. Now the Eefs have really got to go. Steal by Witherspoon, and a foul is called.
Yeah,
huge swing from the Jumbos, able to cash in a 3, then a steal.
What a sequence as we take a look at this rebound by O'Boyle and then the 3 by Sofia Gonzalez. That was huge for the Jumbos. Their lead is now 9 with just 75 seconds left.
Yeah, I
Will
think
the
the Jumbos looking a little more calm now. I apologize for the interruption. Jumbos that lead at 9. The Eves would have to do a lot to come back. However, the Eves are going to throw the kitchen sink and everything in between at the Jumbos to try and come back for this win.
Gonzalez having trouble getting it in. Does to Decker. Decker immediately fouled. Looks like the East are going to play the foul game the rest of the way. Not in the bonus yet. That's just going to be the 4th team foul. One more will put them in the bonus. But Jumbo's leading by 9, looking to have this one just about wrapped out. Witherspoon almost has her pass stolen. Gonzalez loses her dribble. Going to be a jump ball. Going to go for the Eves.
Don't love Sofia Gonzalez trying to push the pace there. They had the shot clock, and they have time in their favor. Slow down the ball. You want to dribble out as much clock as you can. It doesn't really matter extending the lead at this point.
Walton in the East has got to go fast if they want to have a chance. Grabs the screen from Gehrig. They're going to need 3. Looking for options. Gehrig is going to take the 3. Missed it left. Rebound fought for. Tunkara comes away with it, but she stepped out of bounds, and that might just be the icing on the cake for the Jumbos. Going to be able to pick up their first NESCAC win of the year. A big win for Jill Pace and her squad. They'll move to 1-2 in NESCAC play. The East will fall to 1-2 in NESCAC play as well. Estelle Galan is checked in. Caitlin Boyle checks out probably for the game after a job well done. O'Brien has to get it over the half-court line. She's fouled before anything else happens. This time she'll go to the free throw line.
And now the Jumbos are in the bonus. They can pretty much seal it with a couple free throws here. Have to credit the way Jill Pace coached this team, the poise with which they played in the last few minutes of this game. They really outmatched the Eves all throughout this one in terms of pretty much every counting stat. But the Eves were putting together a surging comeback at the end. Got to credit the Jumbos for holding strong and sticking to what was working throughout the game in the last few minutes.
A quick tidbit of other NESCAC play. The men for the Jumbos also up 55-43 against the Eves. They will look to also take home a win, meaning the Jumbos go 2-0 against the Eves today. 38 seconds left in this women's game and about 2.5 minutes left in the men's game over in Williamstown.
East are going to need a miracle now if they want to be able to pull out a victory. Bringing it up the court. Gehrig almost loses it, gets it back. Now McBaron, she's got to go fast. Tunkara for 3. That one rims in. Needed it, but will it be too little, too late for the Eves? Decker is going to be fouled in the backcourt with 18, down 7. As we take another look here at this big 3 from Tunkara, she had 7 points in the third quarter. Wasn't really able to get going here in the fourth quarter until just now. And you got to imagine that, barring anything miraculous or extraterrestrial,
Might be a little too little, too late.
Yep. Decker cashes in the first free throw. She's done a really nice job facilitating for the Jumbos all day.
Yeah, I think that's something in favor of the Jumbos that's led them to this win, is they've had a bunch of players who have just been really consistently effective. Monet Witherspoon, obviously a bit of a star, but a bunch of other players, like we said, that forced the Eves to fight on multiple fronts and that have been effective. And the Jumbos now, with 2 seconds left on the clock, look to end this one 61-52. The Jumbos move to 10-6. The East drop to 10-5. Both teams now 1-2 in the NESCAC.
Really strong performance tonight by the Jumbos, led by freshman Monet Witherspoon's game-high 23 points. I aptly see some fans in the crowd checking the box score to see just how many points she had. People were in astonishment at this performance. Strong win for the Bows. They get their first NESCAC W.
Yeah, 23 points, more than a third of the Jumbos' points. Jumbos, like we said earlier, will move to 1-2 in conference. Picked up a much-needed play. They'll be back at it with NESCAC action tomorrow. That being said,
stay tuned for just a little bit. You're going to hear from one of us talking to Monet Witherspoon about the match today.
Stay with us here on JumboCast.
All right, and we are back with leading scorer freshman Monet Witherspoon. Monet, a career high tonight. What'd you think?
Yes. I thought it was a really good game. I thought that we did a good job of competing and holding them. We had a lot of goals going into this game as far as, like, defensively, this was a really big game for us because, as you know, we're coming off of 2 NESCAC losses. So it was really important that we really scouted the team this time. And I really feel like our team especially, we thrive on offense coming off our defense. So that game made this was a classic example of that. So, yeah. And the career high, I was really excited about that. Finally broke my 19, so, yeah.
Yeah, you guys super effective in the transition tonight.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of that was just capitalizing on opportunity, or was that planned going into the game?
I mean, I feel like that's always the plan. It's not a matter of if you execute it or not. And so we definitely did that this time. Of course, we had some lapses we talked about in the locker room before or during halftime and after the game. But overall, it's just a matter of keep on going even after you make those mistakes and playing off of each other. Because, I mean, when you get caught up in your mistakes and stuff like that, that's when things can go downhill for you. But
For sure. And where do you think this leaves you season-wise looking forward?
I feel like we definitely have some things to work on, as we could see by what we're going to watch the film. But I also think we did a lot of things well. And so just looking at what we did well, we can continue to do that going through.
Awesome. Well, good luck this season.
Thank you.
And we are excited to watch.
Thank you. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you're good to go.
That's good.
And here we are, JumboCast. Thank you so much for all of your watching. Thank you so much to my crew beside me, both on and off the camera. And as always, stay home safe.